Reading lesson number 1 for March 26th, 2020. You will need your weather magazine, a pencil, and eraser. Please turn to page 6. This article is informational text. It is nonfiction and it is giving us information. It is also called descriptive informational text. Here are some of the features of descriptive text. It is written in the simple present tense. Is, climate is different. Describes, climate describes the average weather. Measure, they measure the amount of precipitation. If you would like to, you can underline some examples of simple present tense other than the ones that I already showed you. They frequently use adjectives and adverbs, so we will look for those. They use comparative and superlative words like hotter, warmest, and they describe unfamiliar objects by comparing them to familiar objects, and they use examples in the text. Sometimes there are signal words like for instance, for example, such as. So I already showed you what simple present tense is. Now we're also going to look for comparing the unfamiliar with the familiar. Let's pretend that climate was an unfamiliar word. They compare it to something familiar. Climate, unfamiliar to some people, is determined by tracking a region's weather patterns for decades. Weather is familiar to most children. Weather patterns, how the weather is over time, is there a pattern, determines climate. So they compared unfamiliar to familiar. Let's look for a superlative or comparative. And I have to put away my pen to turn the page. Is it going to let me turn the page? Maybe not. Try again. Yes, now it will let me turn the page. For example, paragraph 3 has some comparatives. For example, regions closer to the equator receive more direct sunlight. As a result, they tend to be warmer. So those are comparative words. Closer, warmer, comparing two things. Also, I saw a for example in here. For example. So descriptive text often gives us examples. Let's see what example they're giving us. These different climates are caused by different factors. For example, regions closer to the equator receive more direct sunlight. As a result, they tend to be warmer. Places closer to water have more moisture or humidity in the air. There's some more comparatives. Closer, more. Let's see, let's go back. I'm going to put my pen away and try to turn the page again. Let's see if we can find any adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe nouns. Weather extremes. Weather extremes. Extremes, although it can be a noun, describes what kind of weather, extreme weather. Weather patterns, even though weather can be a noun, it describes patterns. What kind of patterns? Weather patterns. So we found, for example, We found climate compared to weather patterns. We found some comparatives that compared things warmer, closer. We found some adjectives. It is written in simple present tense. You can choose to continue to look for more examples of the features of descriptive text.